Isenburg was a region of Germany located in southern present-day Hesse, located in territories north and south of Frankfurt. The states of Isenburg emerged from the Niederlahngau, which partitioned in 1137 into Isenburg-Isenburg and Isenburg-Limburg-Covern. These countships were partitioned between themselves many times over the next 700 years. House of Isenburg. The House of Isenburg was an old aristocratic family of medieval Germany, named after the castle of Isenburg in Rhineland-Palatinate, occasionally referred to as the House of Rommersdorf before the 12th century. The house originated in the Hessian comitatus of the Niederlahngau in the 10th century. It partitioned into the lines of Isenburg-Isenburg and Isenburg-Limburg-Covern in 1137, before partitioning again into smaller units. But by 1500 only the lines of Isenburg-Buddingen and Lower Isenburg remained. In 1664 the Lower Isenburg branch died out. The Buddingen line continued to partition, and by the beginning of the 19th century the lines of Isenburg-Buddingen, Isenburg-Berstein, Isenburg-Meerholz and Isenburg-Wochtersbach existed. Today still exist the Princes of Isenburg, the Princes of Isenburg and the Counts of Isenburg. Philip's H. family tree of the Isenburg countships. Isenburg. The original countship was divided in 1137 into Isenburg 1137 to 1199, eventually dividing c. 1210 into Isenburg-Braunsburg 1210 to 1388, when it was renamed Isenburg-Wied. Isenburg-Wied, in turn, existed from 1388 to 1454, when it passed by marriage to the lords of Runkel and was superseded by the countship of Wied in 1462. Nieder-Isenburg 1218 to 1502, when it was divided into Isenburg-Brenzer 1502 to 1664. After the death of Count Ernest in 1664 without direct heirs, his territories were claimed back as feudal tenures by the archbishoprics of Cologne and Trier and the abbey principality of Fulda. The core territories including Isenburg were passed on by Fulda to the Counts of Waldendorf. They had to share them according to a later agreement with the Counts of Wied, by then a cadet branch of the Isenburgs. Isenburg-Neumagen 1502 to 1554, when it passed by marriage to the Counts of Sayn-Homburg. Isenburg-Kempenich 1137 to 1424, when it passed to the Lords of Schonach. In 1434 it passed to the Archbishop of Trier, who sold the territory to the Counts of Wernigerberg. Isenburg-Limburg-Covern 1137 to 1158, when it was divided into Isenburg-Covern 1158 to 1306, when it passed to Isenburg-Cleburg. Isenburg-Brenzer 1158 to 1258, when it was divided into Isenburg-Limburg 1258 to 1406, when it was annexed by the Archbishopric of Trier. Isenburg-Brenzer 1258 to 1287, when it was divided into Isenburg-Brenzer 1287 to 1290, when it passed to Isenburg-Cleburg. Isenburg-Arnfels 1286 to 1379, when it passed to Isenburg-Wied. Isenburg-Cleburg 1287 to 1340, when it was divided into Isenburg-Brenzer 1340 to 1439, when it passed to Nassau-Beilstein. It subsequently passed to the Archbishopric of Trier in 1446, and was finally purchased by the Counts of Nieder-Isenburg in 1460. Isenburg-Buddingen 1340 to 1511, when it was divided into Isenburg-Buddingen-Ronneberg, or Isenburg-Ronneberg 1511 to 1601, when it was annexed by Isenburg-Buddingen-Berstein. Isenburg-Buddingen Isenburg-Burstein, 1511–1628, which was divided into Isenburg-Burstein, 1628–1664, when it passed to Isenburg-Offenbach, Isenburg-Buddingen, 1628–1685, when it was divided into Isenburg-Buddingen, 1685–1806, when it was mediatized to the Principality of Isenburg, Isenburg-Wochtersbach, 1685–1806, when it was mediatized to the Principality of Isenburg, Isenburg-Meerholz, 1685–1806, when it was mediatized to the Principality of Isenburg, Isenburg-Marienborn, 1685–1725, Isenburg-Offenbach, 1628–1711, when it was divided into Isenburg-Burstein, 1711–1744, when it became the Principality of Isenburg-Burstein, Isenburg-Isenburg, 1711–1758, when it was absorbed back into the Principality of Isenburg-Burstein, Isenburg-Philippsach, 1711–1806, when it was mediatized to the Principality of Isenburg, Principality of Isenburg. It was not until 1806 that there was a state called simply Isenburg, when the Holy Roman Empire was defeated by Napoleon I of France in that year. The empire was abolished and the Confederation of the Rhine was established amongst the various German states. As an incentive to join the Confederation, it was stated that any state which joined could mediatize the neighbors. Prince Charles of Isenburg-Burstein joined the Confederation and was granted the mediatized Isenburgian countships of Isenburg-Buddingen, Isenburg-Meerholz, Isenburg-Philippsach, and Isenburg-Wochtersbach. His principality was renamed to Isenburg. The principality continued under the rule of Prince Charles through the Napoleonic era, but was mediatized by the Congress of Vienna for being too keen an ally of Napoleon. The lands of the principality were divided between the Grand Duchy of Hesse-Darmstadt and the Electorate of Hesse-Kassel.